Think of a wonderful thought, any happy little thought. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a Minnie Mouse haul from the Shop Disney Minnie Mouse The Main Attraction collection. So as always, I'm going to show you what I bought from this month's collection, and then if you continue watching right to the end, I'm going to show you what July's looks like and we're going to talk about it, and I would love to know your thoughts on it down in the comments, so make sure you let me know. So this month's was particularly stressful and controversial. Me and my partner channel Geeking Out with Melly Mel did talk about it in our very first Disney collector chat, though not in as much detail as I'm going to do so now. So if you didn't watch our very first live stream, I will leave a card up above. It is every week and it alternates between mine and Melissa's channel, so I will always share a link when it's on Melissa's channel, but just make sure you're subscribed to her so that you don't miss out on those videos. So the main bit of controversy about June's release is that the Disney store in America has decided to postpone the Minnie Mouse The Main Attraction releases. Minnie Mouse is taking an extended vacation, and it says on the American Shop Disney website now that June and July are postponed, as are the Ink and Paint Key, which I showed in my June favourites video because the UK did still luckily get that release. We have no idea why they're doing it, because what they did to resolve this was they gave the US the opportunity to buy the stock from the UK, which obviously upset most of the people in the UK. I am kind of on the fence because I think it was handled really badly by Disney for one, and two, I think people just started fights over nothing. I've seen a few people say, well, when it's released in America, the UK people could just go and buy it on their website, but that's not strictly true, as I never buy anything from the American Shop Disney due to how much it costs to ship over and the customs. And someone did say on that release day that the US have more leeway for their customs. So for example, I think if it's over $15 and it comes to the UK, we have to pay customs, but I'm sure it's 30 or above in America, so they are less likely to have to pay customs, especially if they were just ordering, say, the pins, because the pins are only £14. Even the plush is £27.50, so they probably wouldn't have to pay customs. So I was really lucky to get everything I wanted, but it was really stressful, and I did end up with 2 mini plushes because I ordered one and my mum ordered one in case either of us missed out, but that has gone to one of my closest friends, Emily, so I'm really glad that I did manage to find a home for that mini plush. So Shop Disney announced the day before, and they didn't actually announce it, they just answered a comment on Facebook, which I don't really agree with because it gets shared around the Disney community, but when you've got people who aren't in the Disney community who just wanted to buy it, they won't find out this information. You have to be a hardcore Disney fan to know about limited releases and the changes Disney makes to these releases, and I just don't think it's fair whatsoever. Because, for example, my mum didn't even know that they had done what I'm about to say they did, and I only found out because Joe and Andy from Park Pioneer told me. So they told somebody on Facebook that there was going to be a window that only UK people could use. Now I do know that this is the case because Melissa from Geeking Out with Melly Mel did try to check out and it told her that they weren't shipping to the US, whereas if you had tried after 8:30 it would have let you. But then I've also seen other people saying that they used a VPN to get in and it was fine. So I really don't know how it worked from an IT perspective, but all I know is that we weren't even told how big the window was, and I believe it was from 8 till 8:30, but because of the website crashing I didn't even get in till 8:15, and I don't think that's fair that our window was taken up by the website crashing. Now I have heard rumours about why it crashed, but I don't want to go into that because I feel like petty arguments will break out over speculation, and I only want to talk about my experience and how the website worked for me. So I was on at 7:50, I have the website open, and then come 8 o'clock I refresh the screen. The second I hit refresh at 8 AM, it started spinning. It said the web page wasn't available. I managed to get back on about 8:02, I think. I got onto the Minnie page, tried to click the pins because it's always the pins I check out with, I never buy anything else. And then the pins were saying, oops, this page can't be found, with Lightning McQueen. I think I'm really starting to hate Lightning McQueen just from these monthly releases. And that just kept happening. Either the website would crash or the link would be broken, and I was getting really stressed. But it was the plush I was mainly worried about, because my mum gets the plush and the mug, but if the website was down for me, it would be down for my mum also. So I got my pins and then I went back in and got a plush, and then I found out that my mum was okay. Well, not okay, she was shaking. I am really tired of the website being so bad. I know there's nothing they can do without making the website go down for a few days for maintenance, but now that the stores are open, I think that can be argued a bit more, because I see so many complaints on release day and I just feel so bad for that person at Shop Disney UK that's got to read through all of those, because I know from taking complaints in my own job that you do let it get to you quite a bit, and it's not fair on anyone, because I see a lot of you've ruined my day, you've ruined my child's birthday, my child's in floods of tears, and it's not right to put that on one person that's sat behind the screen. It's just not. I know you're upset, but you can't ruin somebody's day who had nothing to do with it, because the way companies work is the IT people that didn't fix the website will never see your complaint. So it's not helping you to have a go at the customer service person, but it was very stressful. Again, made more stressful I think by the US release postponement and them then being allowed to come on the website. I have heard that once their window opened, some of the out of stock items came back into stock, which did upset a lot of people, because obviously if it's on the UK website, the UK collectors should have first dibs instead of holding back some stock. And I really hope that this is resolved by July, because I don't want to go through that again. But I will show you July's at the end. They have also restocked some of June's as well. It will ship on the 3rd of August, I believe I saw. It was the bag and the ears, I think, which you guys know I don't collect. The bag had sequins on, and I just don't wear ears because of my glasses and my chronic migraines. But this is another thing that I didn't really like. They announced in that comment on Facebook that they were going to up their quantities, but we don't know the quantities to begin with, and we don't know the new quantities. Even if they just said we are upping stock by 10%, it would be nice to know a percentage, some figure that tells us that it's not just 3 extra bags. Because one day there is going to be a bag that I really want, but I won't go for it because it will stop me from getting the pins. So I'm really hoping there isn't a bag in this collection that I like. With that being said, let's go on to the haul, because I have been moaning for quite some time. So as always, we got the plush, the pins and the mug, and I'm going to start with the plush. This is another thing I forgot to say, and I did talk about it in length on our Disney collector chat. My mini plush arrived in a bag. I have been considering writing a letter to Disney to argue that we should have them in boxes, because they cost quite a lot of money, they are a limited release item, and they are coming quite damaged. So if you look at Minnie's ears, the ear that the bow is on is quite a bit of a way back. I haven't managed to sort it yet, because I think it is partly due to the bow and partly due to being in a bag. But the main issue I had was the skirt. So as you can see, the skirt won't go down properly, you have to pull it. I'm not entirely sure what to do to sort it out, because it is creased and I don't really want to iron it. The only thing I can think of doing is putting it in my bathroom, and my bathroom's quite steamy, but again I don't want to damage the rest of the fabric just to sort this out, and I might wait until we've moved, because it makes more sense to get them to the new house just in case they get further creased on the way to the new house. So I really love this one. I think it is my favourite so far. On her dress you've got Peter Pan, Wendy, Michael and John flying over Big Ben. This did crack me up when I was talking to Melissa about it a couple of days before release. I said the thing about this one is people in the UK absolutely love Peter Pan's flight, because it's set in London and it's written by a man who lived in Scotland, so it's very embedded in British culture. And Melissa said, and there's that big clock as well. And I was like, big clock? So you mean Big Ben, like one of our most iconic landmarks? It really made me laugh, and that's why I love Melissa. Our conversations just flow so easily, even though we are 5 hours apart and most of the time we're saying good morning / afternoon to each other. But back to the plush. So there's a lot of sparkle on the dress as well. So this is kind of like a satin, and then you've got like netting over the top. And then she's a really soft plush. I actually think her face looks different to the others and it keeps bothering me, but I think it's all in my head because they are all displayed together over there and she doesn't look different when she's next to them. But I think by herself her nose looks too high up. She's got a lot of sparkles on her body as well, and on this ear she's got the second star to the right, which is how you get to Neverland. And here you've got one of the ride vehicles that you would get on for Peter Pan's Flight. Peter Pan's Flight is actually my mum's favourite attraction in any of the Disney parks, so we were expecting to want the bag or the ears, but she didn't like either, so we didn't have to buy those luckily, because I don't think many people I know got what they wanted with regards to the bag and the ears. Here is her stamp on her foot. It stands out quite a lot, but I really like it, and there's some more sparkle effect on her legs. Here is the tag. I really like the colour scheme for this month. She was $27.50 as usual, and it says celebrate fashion icon Minnie Mouse as she makes her mark on this unique special release series of 12 designs. Each signature style of Minnie honours a beloved Disney theme park attraction. Revel in the magic by collecting them all. And then for Peter Pan's Flight specifically, all you need is faith, trust and a little bit of pixie dust. Prepare to soar across the London skies and off to Neverland. Peter Pan's Flight is an attraction that launched on the opening day of the Disneyland Park on July 17th, 1955 in the Fantasyland area. It gives guests the feeling of travelling to a faraway place where you can stay young forever. And then that is the artwork in the middle. I do love Peter Pan's Flight. I've never understood why the wait times are so long, but I think it's more to do with the loading time rather than the ride, because I'm pretty sure that is one of the quickest dark rides in Fantasyland. I think it's over in about 42 seconds or something. I've never actually counted, but I was in a queue with a rather obnoxious person that was telling his children he didn't want to wait for a 42-second ride, so that's how I know that. My seconds could be a bit off, but that's what he was saying, it's not what I'm saying. So this is the plush. I will update you when we've moved. First of all, where I'm going to display them in the new house, and second of all, whether I've managed to get creases out, because the It's a Small World Minnie is quite creased as well. So that is the plush for this month. Like I said, I got two, and the other one now lives with one of my closest friends, Emily. And then I'm going to move on to the pins. As I mentioned earlier, they are £14. So you've got the ride vehicle there, you've got Minnie in her outfit there, and you've got a replica of the ears there. This is what I love so much about these pins. I don't collect the ears, but I still get the ears, if that makes sense. And that's one of my favourite things about these, because I could actually display them by what they are. So I could have all the ears together and all the minis together. But I think I will keep them on the backing cards. And then finally, the only thing that my mum's collected from this collection so far, and it is the mug. So as I always say, these do stack one on top of the other, but they are staying packaged until we've moved house, and then we will probably take them out of the boxes and stack them. But the boxes do stack on top of each other as well, so you have that option if you don't want the actual mugs to touch. So this is what the front looks like, which is the way you see it in the box. It has a nod to the ears at the front, and then on the back, which is my mum's favourite part, you have the flying over London scene. So this is everybody's favourite part of Peter Pan's Flight, is flying over London, and especially living up in the Midlands of England, I never get to see London a lot, so I do understand why London is so magical to people, but I imagine if you live in London it doesn't have the same effect. But this is my favourite scene from the film and from the ride, and the colour scheme is absolutely gorgeous. And you've got a little stamp at the bottom too. So I'm going to carefully put this back in the box, and the mug is £13.50. And then that is everything that we bought this month. It is time, as promised, to talk about July. So this is the sneak peek of July, which will be releasing on the 18th of July in the UK, which is a Saturday. So if they hadn't postponed, it would have probably been the same Saturday in the US, which doesn't happen that often, as the US is usually the third Saturday of every month. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to play this out once they do release the collection, because you wouldn't want all of the postponed releases to hit on the same day, because that would crash the website, but it would also be stressful to have releases one after the other on the website, and wishables and pins are still being released, so I'm really not sure why they have postponed this. But they said Minnie's taking a summer vacation, which is funny because me and Melissa both said, where's Minnie gonna go right now? So on the Shop Disney UK website it says, in July, gallop along with Minnie and the Carousel collection, releasing on the 18th, online only at Shop Disney. To ensure the safety of our guests and cast, we will not be releasing any of the collection in stores until further notice. This includes the March collection, which I do completely understand, although I feel bad for the people who have been waiting for the March collection to release, because there is no news on whether it will just be released online as a restock or anything like that, but hopefully that does get sorted soon for those of you that missed out on March. So as I said, this is based on the carousel. I did think it was a slightly weirder one to do, as the carousels are different in each of the parks and don't have overwhelming theming, and I thought if they were going to theme it to a certain one, they would theme it to Jingles, which is a horse in Disneyland, which I rode on my 2018 trip, I think. It was commonly known as Julie Andrews' horse, and I think also Lillian Disney's, I'm not entirely sure. But as always, the bag has sequins on, so we will not be collecting the bag. The ears are quite nice, but I feel like the bow could actually get irritating because it looks like it's going to sit on your forehead a little bit. The mug is beautiful colours and I really love the pins, as I always do. I'm a little bit unsure about the plush. I feel like the gold is a bit too striking, but as you guys know from the Pirate Mini in February, I really hated that plush, and then I loved it as soon as I got it in my hands, and funnily enough my boss and my colleague loved it as well, because that's the one that I took to work with me. I went straight from the Disney store to work with that Mini. So I am willing to be blown away and change my mind on this plush, but right now I really don't like the look of it. I do like the shade of blue that Minnie's skin, I guess, is going to be, but I'm not a fan of the colour of her dress, so I'm willing to change my mind, but right now I'm not a massive fan. But I want to know what you guys think of this collection, so let me know down in the comments what you think. If you are trying to get it this month, then best of luck, and I really hope for my subscribers in the US that they sort out this postponement soon and you can go back to having your monthly releases. That is it from me. Please make sure you subscribe and click the bell so that you're always notified when I upload a new video. I will be back on Friday for some mystery Funko unboxings, so if you are interested in that, then I will see you on Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you then. Bye guys!